Namaskar. Hello and welcome to PGurus channel. I'm your host Sree Iyer. This is 7 p.m. on Wednesday, and it's usually Dr. Ankit Shah time. And today is no exception. He's joining us, and we're going to talk about some interesting developments in Hyderabad constituency, which had been, you can say, as the citadel of AIMIM. So let's see what's happening there. Does he have a real fight on his hands, 𝗤𝙭? And let's welcome Ankit Shah. Dr. Ankit Shah, namaskar and welcome to PGurus channel.
Namaskar, Jai Shri Ram.
Jai Shri Ram. Dr. Shah, Madhavi Latha, the new candidate that BJP has put up against Asaduddin Owaisi, people are saying, why don't you put Raja Singh? I mean, Raja Singh is a known Hindutva person. Why did you put Madhavi? There has been a lot of thought that has gone into the selection of this candidate from what I can see. See, I'm a Hyderabadi. I went to school in Old City. And there are two Hyderabad's, Old City and New City. And they're like chalk and cheese. And and there is a lot of stuff that's going on there. Talk to us a little bit. You've been tweeting away on this one. What are your impressions? What exactly the strategy BJP is using here? I have a few theories, but I think you have captured it better. Over to you, sir.
Oh, well, this election is a very important election in terms of entire politics of this country, because we are setting the stage for reforms that will have a high impact across the century and onwards, because that is the kind of big reforms we are aiming at. Basically solving all the problems that typically which the NRIs were not wanting to face, and that's why they left. Okay, so we are setting the stage for solving all our big problems. Now we got to understand that this particular seat of Bhagya Nagar, the lady has put a lot of efforts. I mean, the last 1 year. So the selection of candidate itself shows that they considered the ground level work that she has done. Obviously, she has a big team on ground working for her as well, campaigning door to door. It is a tough fight. Certainly, it's a big fight. But I look at it from a perspective of women empowerment, because the Prime Minister's focus is on bringing an era of women empowerment, which I've been talking for the last 1.5 years in terms of from the context of de-dollarization, that 1,000 years back, before invaders came in, Indian women were the richest business tycoons on earth. So when we look at the schemes and the plans that will come up after the elections from the central government, you will see a lot of Mudra Yojana, Startup Yojana, entrepreneurship, women-led entrepreneurship being pushed. So you won't be surprised where I say that a lot of innovation in the West was possible because of low rate of interest rate loans, which was possible with that single country reserve currency status and less printing machine. That made that Google, Amazon, Apple, all that thing possible. Now, if we are able to give low interest rate loans to our entrepreneurs, then we are also able to do that kind of innovation. In fact, much more better than what the West would have, generated in the last 30-40 years. So I do believe that the more that you take the control of the currency back from the world into your own hands, the more better you are positioned to bring those economic might and the economic reforms that you are looking at. So in that sense, women empowerment makes complete sense, because dollarization of the world destroyed the valuations of the core sectors. And if we are able to bring back women-led entrepreneurship model back to the society before invaders came in, if we are able to reach that stage where the job model can be cancelled out and we can empower the entrepreneurship model, a lot of our problems like the sex ratio problem, the birth rate problem, the problem of reservation, the problem of say fake cases of divorces, asking for properties and stuff like that, I think a lot of those problems can just be solved if women are empowered with entrepreneurship model. Now, including the problem of radicalization as well, because the more and more the women will be empowered, the better they will be able to bargain their position as in that monogamous, respectable relationship at home in the Muslim community as well. So I believe that is why this election is so much important. Now, the lady has worked on ground. It's going to be a tough fight. We can't say for sure that she's going to win. But one thing I can assure you, that we need to, if not this term, at least the next term, if we can put the seat, the Bhagya Nagar seat, into a woman reservation quota, I can guarantee you that she'll win. Okay, so even for this term, she's going to give a tough fight in this election, and we are more than eager to see how 𝗤𝙂𝘃 is able to confront not just her. In case 𝗤𝙂𝘃 gets elected, what he does in terms of debate in the new parliament for bringing gender neutrality. Because frankly speaking, Sree, I don't believe Hindu men make a very good case for fighting for gender neutrality. Sadly, it's 𝗤𝙂𝘃 and the Muslim community men who are better able to bring gender neutrality in the laws if they debate with the women in the parliament. So maybe if this is the term where 𝗤𝙂𝘃 wins, we are not sure who wins. But if he wins and he debates and is able to bring some kind of gender neutrality, that could probably be the only big contribution that he would do to the nation. And if the next election, when we go for one nation, one election, my suggestion would be, I would love to see that Bhagya Nagar seat goes into women reservation quota.
Thank you so much. And let's take a look at what happened when Prime Minister Modi visited Srinagar. And there was a scheme for many of the women in Srinagar to get self-employed, and they got loans very, very low prices, and they've all been able to turn profits. And there was a huge reception in a positive way for the Prime Minister. I don't know if even Jawaharlal Nehru, when things were kind of hunky-dory, got that kind of a reception. Maybe I'm wrong. So this women empowerment, Nari Shakti, is a concept that is now finding its feet across the country. And for people of the old Hyderabad, which is, it's a stark contrast, Dr. Ankit Shah, if you ask me. What is there and what is there across the river of 𝗒𝘄𝑖, when the city suddenly looks very modern. And this guy has let it be like that. I don't know what excuses he has. I don't know how he has spent his MP LAT funds. But clearly there is time to look beyond these people who are going to always, create fear in people's minds. But honestly, the Muslim woman today is more empowered. There is triple talaq, and certainly they may be emboldened to vote for another woman. Also, a little bit about the candidate. I think she runs a few hospitals, if I remember correctly. She has done a lot of social work. So it's not just talking the talk. She has walked the talk already. So all these things could work in her favor, because nobody expected Chandrasekhar Rao to lose so badly.
True.
And even the seats that MIM won in the old city, they were all neck to neck. So there could be something there. There could be a surprise. Your thoughts?
Well, certainly, I mean, this is a lot to do with, as I said, if she is able to drive home the point of women empowerment, you will find a lot of Muslim women rooting for her. Because in any case, we are seeing a lot of states implementing their own versions of what we call as the Uniform Civil Code, which ultimately bans polygamy, right? So if those Muslim women of this generation looking for that kind of empowerment and equal respect in the relationship, then certainly they all are supposed to vote for her. And if she's able to tap that potential, then she can certainly win. So it is a tough fight, But if she is able to convey and drive home that point to the Muslim community, women and the children, because understand that when you do triple talaq and this kind of actions, that entire bunch of kids are also thrown out of their homes. So it is not just the women, even the kids suffer who are the victim of the mother who's faced triple talaq. So, be it polygamy, be it triple talaq thing, be it halala kind of practices, I think it's high time the new Bharat wants to be at par with other citizens, and certainly the Muslim women who are looking for better infrastructure, better services, more jobs, better education, moving freely out of their homes, and the respect of monogamy in their relationship with their husband. If this is what they are looking for, then she should certainly win.
Also, if you notice, there have been a lot of protests in West Bengal now, where the Muslims who have been living for hundreds of years have said that the intruders are now taking away a lot of their livelihood. And this has happened in old city of Hyderabad also. I just put out a comment, and I've heard this thing from other people also. There's been a major resettlement of refugee Muslims, whether it is Rohingyas or Bangladeshis in the old city. The old city used to be 55% Hindu, 45% Muslim, not as far back as not long ago. Now it is, I'm told, 85% Muslim and 15% Hindus. This is where the problem comes. That means a large number of people would have to vote for her. I don't know, but again, see, redistricting could have happened. The delimitation might have taken place because much of the Cyberabad, all the new city, right? That also, some of those portions, which are all very high net worth individuals who are working in MNCs or running their own businesses, they also could be falling in the same constituency. So there could be a twist in the tail. But talk to us a little bit about what you're seeing. This is not just isolated to Bengal. I've also heard stories from Bihar and Assam and even Northeast, where there is this for the lack of a better word, arbitrage. Somebody who comes as a refugee will work and do the same thing for cheaper money, and essentially that causes friction too. But beyond complaining, what can the Muslim women or men do?
Well, we got to understand that this is a whole cabal of left which empowers this kind of illegal vote banks to come in. So the role of the left has always been to open the doors of the state. Once the doors of the state are opened, the radicals take over the governance and from the left, and they kill the left. And then the left goes to the next state and opens the door for the next state. This has been the secret. Left has never been in power in the sense, truly speaking, sticking to power. So it looks like that their goal is only to open the doors of the states for the illegal radicals to come in. And that has been the case not just in Bengal, that has been the case with Kerala as well. So you continue to see that eventually left moving out of power from Kerala as well. And then the radicals will be able to enter Karnataka, because left will enter Karnataka and open the doors of Karnataka. This is exactly the sequence in which they operate. My understanding is that after this election, as I say, that the Prime Minister will have to be taking steps which will look very strict to the people, but those steps would be very, very important in order to reinstate the internal security of the nation. And in that sense, as you are seeing already one bunch of illegals being deported, even though just symbolically speaking, but then eventually we are seeing that CAA rules now being notified, as you know, UCC that will come after some 2-3 states more. I think the direction of the state is very clear where it is heading towards, where I say that now there's in no uncertain terms there is any doubt about who is a convert and what is a religion of foreign origin. I think this clarity, the entire nation has had this clarity now. And I believe that, as the Prime Minister said, that there are now only 4 castes. So there are women, there are farmer, there's youth, and there's poor. So the entire the drama of Western imposition of caste discrimination narrative is what the Prime Minister is looking at ending. We don't want any more of this narrative, because I'm telling you, 99.99% of Bharat does not wake up with the thought that I have some discrimination targets today. Okay, so with 150 crore population, if you are getting one instance somewhere in some corner, you can't brush the entire nation. I think we are looking at permanent solution to all those fake authors and experts who keep talking caste discrimination, this, that, India is this, India is that. I think yesterday the entire Twitter army was against Elon Musk, writing what's wrong with India, showing him the mirror with his own algorithm. So I think the Prime Minister has created armies of his own beyond the BJP IT cell, and I think they give much better returns, better returns than even the party workers. So I do believe that this strength of confidence that people are showing to the Prime Minister and his vision. Today we are witnessing at Pokhran this Bharat Shakti exercise, where all those indigenous arms and armaments are being tested over there. So eventually, and I did post today itself this was October 2022 by Ashley Tellis, who's saying that India will be compelled to test a thermonuclear weapon after 24 years. And this is the comment which I think it was October 2022 something. So I posted just now that if our scientists feel so that there is a need to test a thermonuclear weapon or a nuclear weapon, then so be it. We do not care what the West thinks in terms of sanctions, no sanctions. We just don't give a damn about it. So this is a new Bharat. The West and the rest of the world will have to digest the new position that we have reached, irrespective of what they think our role is. I think they would be better advised to find out the size of what their role is, be it UK, be it US, be it the European Union, the rest of it, and even the Chinese. I think each of these big nations will have to now come to terms with, you have got a new big power on the stage, and you will have to consider what our genuine concerns are in terms of our national and foreign interests be. So I'm not surprised if United Kingdom took actions on Khalistani elements recently. I'll not be surprised if Vijay Mallya and Nirav Modi will be handed over unconditionally back to Bharat. We are not surprised if Qatar handed over back all the Navy officers. So I think the world is digesting the new role that Bharat has had recently under the leadership of the Prime Minister. And it is the duty of all the citizens to see to it that we ensure him with a thumping majority the 400 seats that he is aiming for.
Thank you so much. And if you don't mind, just have a couple of questions from our viewers. Thank you, Prathamesh, for your generous gift. The question is from Anish Nagaraj. Will the global reset happen irrespective of who is elected in the US? In case it is Trump, is the probability of the reset happening sooner?
Anish ji, you got to understand what this reset fundamentally is. This reset is happening, or the devaluation of the Western currencies is happening because the very idea that I want to stay rich by simply investing in somebody else's business, this particular idea is what is causing the collapse of the US dollar. Understand that over a period of time, when you run this theory across the masses that I'll stay rich just by investing in somebody else's business, it just went on and on and on for decades and decades. And now the people who are actually working or producing something, they became so tiny. The rest of the population wants to stay rich just by investing. So I think that is what is killing the valuation of the currencies. So this has got nothing to do with who gets elected, because the damage is already done. Even those Republican supporters, I do get messages, Sree, that Ankit ji, aapka prediction ka gadbad ho jayega if Trump comes back. So I asked them who from all the US presidents, which president printed or did that electronic entries the largest number of dollars, and the answer is President Trump. They simply run away when I ask this question. So you got to understand this has nothing to do with any candidate. The damage is already done. You have 34 trillion plus of debts. Every 100 days you have an increase of 1 trillion on it. And when the interest expenses crosses the defense spending, the big business players have no option but to shift to a next geography to continue earning the profits, and that's exactly what is happening right now.
Thank you, Dr. Ankit Shah. Last question. Partha wants to know, Ukraine attacked Russia oil refinery and China cancelled wheat imports from US. How do you see this?
Well, Ukraine attacking Russian oil refinery makes sense because energy is what Russia has big to export. So I think this kind of conflict is going to still go on until and unless there's a clear discussion on negotiation. What kind of negotiation are we expecting? Half the country of Ukraine to go to the US companies for what you call as a reconstruction or rehabilitation contracts, and the remaining half going to join the Russian territory. Until that happens, this conflict will go on. It will go on until the crisis begins seriously in the West, which is, I believe, the first incident to begin this year itself.
As soon as this end of this year. Wow. Dr. Shah, thank you so much. And viewers, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to click on the bell button for notifications. Namaskar.
Ji, dhanyavad.